The second time the Ford government has refused to declare intimate partner violence as an epidemic. Let's talk about why and what they're doing about it. Last year, the Ford government backed an opposition bill that would have declared intimate partner violence an epidemic, but instead of passing it, they sent it to committee. This was to hear from survivors and advocates in the space. This is not unheard of, this is not uncommon. But it seems like the Ford government is actively trying to push this off, because after hearing from 90 experts and witnesses, the bill got stalled. This is because the Ford government called a snap early election. And the government's justification right now for not declaring intimate partner violence as an epidemic is because they don't want to rush to a declaration, going on to talk about what they're doing about it. And while the Ford government says this would be a rush, this hasn't stopped Atlantic provinces from declaring the same thing, with Unifor applauding the Atlantic provinces for noting the overwhelming need for funding, education, and supports for those experiencing, fleeing, and recovering from violence. But as I said, this is actually the second time they rejected to declare this an epidemic, with the first time being in 2023 after an inquest into the deaths of 3 women at the hands of their former partners, with a coroner's inquest actually recommending the declaration of an epidemic. And at the time, the Ford government said they would not declare it an epidemic because it was not an infectious or communicable disease, which is ultimately missing the point of declaring it an epidemic. So what would actually be the benefit of declaring this an epidemic? Once something like this is declared, it opens up the ability for more funding and more quick action. It's a way of saying, hey, we can't spend years talking about this, we have to take action right now. And as many people have noted, it's very weird that Ford is so adverse to declaring this an epidemic, specifically because his own sister was a victim of intimate partner violence, with this only being one of the reported instances. So the Ford government is sending this back to committee, and the question is, are they stalling, or are they actually looking for a better outcome? Because I have a hard time believing that the Ford government is doing this for the right reasons. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below.